No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber, educated with the craft. Punch a topic hard like heavyweights, hitting the bag from the top rank to the upcoming. Washed up to the dark horse, champs, #1 contenders. Quick jab or sharp cross, we your source. Come get it. Tuning in, you can have it. Internationally known, our information is valid. See, we on a higher plane, no two episodes the same. We get better as we train, so on top we remain. Come join the conversation, this insight you'll gain. And then outside of the rain, we do the damn thing.
All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of No Standing Boxing Talk, powered by NewYorkFights.com. And today, on episode 4 of the relaunch, I got a very special guest with me. If you're a true fight fan, you know who this great Puerto Rican legend is. He started his career on February 2nd, 2001, and just 2 short years he fought for the world minimum world title. After that, he made 11 successful defenses of that title. Then he fought for a second title and for the 108 title, and fought and defended that title 16 times successfully. In total, he made 18 successful world title defenses, surpassing the great Wilfredo Gomez and Tito Trinidad. He fought a total of 22 world title fights. He is considered by Ring Magazine as one of the top 5 greatest strawweights of all time, places second on their list. I am talking of no other than Ivan Iron Boy Calderon. Champ, it is an honor and a privilege for you to grace my show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me to this program. You know, this is my first time. A lot of people think that, can I even talk English? Yeah, I could talk English. Not so perfect like you, but they understand what I'm saying.
Listen, if we gotta do the Spanglish and go back and forth from English to Spanish, I could do it too, man. So we
to the New York style, man. New Yorkian.
You know what? We could do it. We could do it. So, champ, listen. It took 8 years for you to finally get the call. You've been retired since 2012. It took 8 years for you to get the call saying that you will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And this year, you're joining the 2024 class. Please tell us, what were your first thoughts when you got the call finally? What did it feel like to finally, after so long, get that call?
Oh, you know, like whichever fighter I started crying. You know, I invited my mother, my wife to the gym because they were just telling me they was gonna go, the press was gonna go to the gym to just see my face if I was gonna be this year. I didn't want it because I already passed the experience in 2017 when they did it, and I like the way that they looked at me and said, "Nah, we didn't make it." So I didn't want to do it, but I say, I know, I got a feeling this a year. I say, yeah, sure, no problem. So I invited my wife, my stepmother, and all my corner that they work with me since in my career. And when they told me, I just started crying, just look up, even glad to God to this opportunity, and my father that he was not here with me that year. So for me, I say we made it. And especially me, you know, it's so difficult at 105 pounds, 108 pounds, not being a puncher, to be in the Hall of Fame. Right now, I think I'm the 3rd one or the 4th one to come in. Benito Lopez, Marco Carvajal, Chiquita Gonzalez, and me. And a Puerto Rican guy, you know, for me, one of the smallest guys in Puerto Rico, to be one of the first ones to go in the Hall of Fame. And what I could say, I got everything. I did everything in my career. I did everything: amateur, Pan American Games, Central American Games, Olympics, now in pro, world champion, Asian defense. The only thing that I needed was the Hall of Fame, and I got it.
You got it. You sure did. And you are more than all your accomplishments and everything you've done definitely place you in that Hall of Fame, along with all the other fighters that you mentioned. you are definitely in that category of fighters. I've always thought so, and I enjoyed watching you fight through, as long as I've been a boxing fan. And you said you brought your family with you to share this beautiful moment with you. What was the reaction of your family at Pueblo? And everybody has been around you for your whole career. What did they say to you finally? What of all the people that supported you?
Same word that you just said, family, por fin. Thanks God. 8 years, we made it. You're still alive. You're going to enjoy this, being alive. They were so glad. Right now, I feel like I'm still a world champion. I feel like I just won a title because people here in Puerto Rico, they just getting close to me. Remember, 12 years retired, no being no more world champion. It's been a long time. The people, they all remember me like a world champion. But when this started again, it's like putting back my life coming true like a world champion. And I get out of my house, it's a different thing. It's being back in 2003 when I was the world champion for the first time.
Puerto Rican fans are some of the most passionate fans, boxing fans in the world. And when you got the call, I can only imagine what happened in your hometown. I can only imagine people showing up, with planeras and, in my head, un best for the mo, So how has your life changed since the announcement? I've seen that you're doing a lot of interviews on TV. What your schedule, I could only imagine, went from this much to this much. How has your life changed?
It changed a lot right now, like you just said. Yesterday I had a lot of things. I had like 3 things yesterday. Today I had something. I thought I was not gonna make this interview, but we made it. So tomorrow I got TV. I got another interview with a guy from the Vegas. I got an interview, for international interviews that I hold a long time I don't have. So that's the different things that I've been having. I had a lot of interviews from Puerto Rican guys since I live here. For the international, it was like a few only. Since I've been in the Hall of Fame, all the interviews have been international. So that's the difference that I've been having. So now a lot of people that they knew Ivan Calderon, they're gonna know me right now because now I'm not international, or not. I'm not the only boxer Puerto Rican champ. Now I'm the international champ, international Hall of Fame. So now everybody's gonna know who's Ivan Calderon.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about this illustrious career of yours. You were an accomplished amateur with over 100 amateur fights. You represented in the Olympics. You medaled in different world tournaments. But you made your pro debut February 17th, 2001. Not in Puerto Rico, not in some little gym. In un chinchorro ahí. You made your pro debut at the MGM Grand Las Vegas contra Sergio Diaz. What were your feelings going into that fight? You're finally, after so many accomplishments as an amateur, what were your thoughts going into the fight? And then at the MGM Grand?
Like right now, my hairs are growing right here. So it was like a dream come true for which I was boxing in Puerto Rico. Doing my debut in Las Vegas, I was dreaming that when I went to Las Vegas, I wanted them to pick me up in a limousine. They picked me up in a limousine, and I was in the show where Guti Espada and Eric Morel was the main event. So I did my debut in a real good show, so that I could have shown my talent to other people, especially to Top Rank, that they signed me. And I show the people that Ivan Calderon is not only a boxer, he could have knocked out people. So that was my first time knocking out somebody in the first round. So I showed in my debut like if I was a punisher.
Yeah.
So me, I did everything in my debut. I won the fight, I won by knockout, and I won in a place that everybody would like to fight, Las Vegas.
Chad, I also, doing research for this interview, listen, life as Puerto Rican in Puerto Rico, for most, is not easy. You got to work hard. Te tiene que fajar, every day. And I read that in the early years of your career, you worked alongside with your boxing career. You worked for waste management. You were cleaning the streets of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now that you become a Hall of Fame fighter, looking back, what do you remember most about those early years?
Like you say, I never stopped working. I'm still working. I'm a world champion, ex-world champion, Hall of Famer, and I'm still working 21 years since I was doing not the garbage can. Now I'm in the government in a gym, administrating two gyms, and right now I'm working like a manager, administrator, and like a trainer. So I'm still in the business of boxing. Right now, I got my face now with my fighters. I used to be behind the cage. Now and in the front. Now I'm working with the fighters, going with them to the fight. I'm letting them know my ability, teaching boxers how to box and the business of boxing.
And 2 years later, after your pro debut, you fight for your first world title. What were your thoughts going into that first world title match? I mean, it's only people wait a lifetime to fight for a world title, and you did it in 2 years, man. What were your thoughts going into that fight?
Well, I remember when they called me and they made the call that I was ranked number one in the 105. We worked for that to be number one, ranked number one in the rankings. So when that opportunity comes, we could have made business. Not me being the number three, number four, and they saying there's the business, we gotta do it this way, and that's it. But when you rank number one, we gotta sit at the same table and do the business. Not just because you're the world champion. No, I'm the ranked number one. I'm the number one behind that. So you could sit down with the champion, work out the business of the money, and decide things with them. So when they made the call and they told me the opportunity it just came, I just say, wow, my time came. I'm gonna show the Puerto Rican people. I'm gonna show everybody what I made, what I made for, how I did my career like an amateur, why I'm here for. So I remember when you told me you may be gonna open the show. It's not gonna be a lot of people in the seeing what it was to fight in Mandalay Bay. And when I walk out, it was almost empty, but I didn't care. I just was looking at my opponent. I was just looking at the belt, and I say, right now it's gonna be empty, but I'm sure when I be the world champion, it's gonna be so different because when I look at the side, I'm gonna have all this pack up, and that was the way it was. When I was doing my third, five, six defense, or fighting with Hugo Cáceres, they even closed the door because nobody could have come in. So full that he got here in Puerto Rico for that fight.
Nice, nice. Listen, champ, you were one of the longest reigning title holders in Puerto Rican history. Most fighters can't defend their championship once. At the most, they'll do 2 to 3, maybe even 4 successful championships, and that's it.
We're talking about this year.
You defended 2 titles consecutively 18 times.
Yes.
Where Marvin Hagler said that it gets harder to train when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, right? Where did the hunger and the drive and the motivation to keep doing this over and over again for so long as you did it?
Family. I knew I had to work hard. I knew in my way they don't pay good. So I had to do a lot of defense to have the money, to have the things that I wanted, a big house, good cars, my family or my sons going to a private school. So I had to work harder, double. So I remember my promoter, my manager, used to tell me, remember, if you come out easy from a fight, go next day to the gym and we can get a quick fight. So that's what I used to do. I used to fight and I didn't care with no cut. I go back in the gym 1 day or 2 days rest and I'm back in the gym when they used to make the call. I'm ready. I'm ready for a fight. So I used to do 7 fights every year. I used to fight 7 times in a year
Wow.
for 3 years. For 3 years.
That is unheard of in today's game.
Even doing 3 defense is so hard to get the fighters because now is you could get the fighters, but now it's the business of the money. You don't want to fight. They don't know how to close the business. Who's gonna pay you that? So that's why it's so difficult. We used to fight. How much they're gonna pay? I don't even care how much they're gonna pay me. I just want to fight and do the fight. I, and less money, but every fight that I used to do, my bucket used to get full money 3, 4 times, getting good money, and I could pack it up.
Oh
I
my.
don't have to wait like now they waiting. They do one defense and they wait almost 1 year to do the second defense because they paid them good. They paid them $1 million or $400,000, and they say I could sit back, wait 1 year, that could uh, pay my bills for 1 year. So I don't gotta fight like they used to fight 3, 4, 5 times in a year because already in one fight I could make the money they what they used to do for in 7 fights. For one fight, they make all the money that we used to do to have that kind of money, 3, 4, 6 defensive titles, to have the kind of money they're winning right
Gotcha. Gotcha. What do you consider your greatest moment of your career?
now. The greatest I gotta say when I won the title, that was me to another level. And not only winning the title, going to another division, winning the Killing Man in Puerto Rico, it was Hugo Cáceres. For me, that was the fight that got me in another level, international. That's when everybody started knowing who's Ivan Calderon. Not in a 105, but in 108, fighting with that fighter, that was the one who got me to another level.
Who was that fighter, that opponent that brought the best out of Iron Boy? You know, que tú dijiste, I gotta fight this guy. You know, what about him specifically made you buckle down?
Because he was a tall guy, southpaw, and he was ex-world champion, and he knew how to work. So he knew how to come in. I thought it was gonna be an easy fight because he was coming from losing by knockout, and I saw the fight. I was there seeing the fight, and I said, "Bring me that guy tomorrow. I'm gonna knock him out in the second round." He went 12 rounds with me, and that day he trained for his life to do what he had to do. For me, I thought that was gonna be my first loss.
Wow. Wow. If you could have one fight back to do all over again, from training camp to night of fight, what fight would that be?
Giovanni said the first fight, not the second, the first fight, because I knew what happened that day. I had a lot of things. I'm not gonna put that of excuse, but I knew I was in my best condition. The condition that I was when I fought Hugo Cáceres, believe me, he was not gonna be the first guy who would have beat.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So it's a matter of conditioning.
Yeah, maybe people's gonna say, yeah, but he didn't beat you one, he beat you twice. Yeah, but each one I could explain different things. The second one, they got me in a small ring and the floor, you couldn't even move. So and he went up in 130 pounds the day of the fight. So I had a lot, and he knew this time where he was gonna go straight. So the first time he waited 8 rounds trying to look where I'm gonna get him, where I'm gonna get him. Ah, I got him with a body shot. In the second fight, he went straight to the body and he got him again.
You were a legend in your own right, highly respected, not just in Puerto Rico, but around the world. This has been a long time coming. You make every list of strawweight, greatest list, you make the top 5 every time. Now it's official. Now you are officially among that ring of honor of Puerto Rican fighters with Fredo Gomez, Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, and countless others. Has any of them reached out to you and congratulated you?
Yeah. He, Cotto wrote to me, Gomez, because I don't see him, but the condition he got, and So for all the fighters that we know, Juan Laporte, all the fighters, maybe John Molina, they all write to me, they speak to me. They all glad that I'm there. That I'm there. Thanks God. They made me, especially they were scared because they say I never thought you was gonna be there because your weight and because you had no lot of knockouts and people always talk about your knockouts. So I thought you never were gonna get to the Hall of Fame because of that. We thought you had the best boxing, the best legs, but I believe they always look for other things like the punch, like the strength, the weight. So they never thought I was gonna make to the Hall of Fame.
You alluded, I got this question here. You kind of answered it earlier. Now that you've retired from boxing, what does a day look like in Ivan Calderon? I'm sure now that's changed. You're super busy. But listen, you're a trainer, comentarista, you do commentary. How do you find the time?
It's so hard, but you always got time for everything. If you don't got time, you just gotta say, I can't do it. But you always try to get time on like me with you. That I just call you, I say, I think I can do it. I'm gonna try, and I just call it because this was gonna be an hour later, almost 2 hours later. I say we could do it, but this time. So it's always time for something, and it's always you could get the the way or work it out to make things happen.
Puerto Rican fight fans, you're a trainer. Puerto Rican fight fans and boxing fans in general, we're spoiled because in every decade from Sixto Escobar in the 70s and the 80s, we've always had great champions represent. The 70s, 80s with Fernando Gomez, 80s, Hector Macho Camacho, and then 90s, Tito Trinidad, 2000s, Miguel Cotto, in every decade we had that one legend. And after Miguel Cotto retired, it kind of just, we haven't had, we have Amanda Serrano. She represents very, very well. She's a great champion in her own right. But from the male boxer's perspective, Miguel Cotto, we haven't had that big champion. We got Superhero Matias now. That he's kind of leaning towards that level of greatness. You're a trainer. What can we expect from the boxers coming out of Puerto Rico? What's new?
Right now, I'm telling you, right now, we coming back. The heat. We already got 5 world champions. We didn't have nothing. Now we got 5.
Mm-hmm.
We got Matias. We got Serrano. We got Bomba Gonzalez.
Oyazo.
We got Oyazo. And we got Manny Rodriguez. And a champion that is still not a world champion. He's an interino because he's the one who's going to fight Bomba to see who's the really champion then. But we got right now 6. 5 real world champions and 1 interino champion. That is Rene Santiago from Humacao. So I think we back in the business. I think now they're taking everything serious. I could have a lot of names that I could tell you, but that I really know how they really want this, I can't say because I'm not with them. I could see what they got, the talent and everything, but out of that, I don't know how they are in their gym, how they inside, if they really want this. So I just know that we back on business. I know we back getting that energy. We still got Sandra Saya. We still got Berlanga. So we're still thinking that we could have 2 more world champions, especially in high weights. So we just gotta see. They just gotta believe in them and say that we're here too. We don't live now in Puerto Rico, but we blood Puerto Rican and we're gonna do the same that Amanda's doing, representing Puerto Rico.
When the fighters you train, because it's not every day you get trained by a world champion. It's not every day you get trained by a Hall of Fame world champion that you are now. Do your fighters, the fighters that you train, do they understand the magnitude of who you are? And ¿qué tú le dices a ellos? Cuando ellos te dicen, I want to be, quiero ser campeón mundial, I want to be a world champion. Kids nowadays thinking que todo es fácil, everything's easy. What do you tell them?
Tell you something. They tell me that it's not easy, and I just bring them back. My career, look at all what I had to do. It was not so easy, but things that I had to do to get here, and and when I did it, I maintained myself serious. It was not just because I just wanted to world champion. No, I'm happy I'm a world champion. But tomorrow, if you stop doing what you was doing just to get to be a world champion, you could be a world champion for 1 hour, 2 hours, and that's it. Or for 1 month or 2 months. I've been seeing that for a lot of champions. They win the title and next day they lose the title because they just train to be a world champion, but they don't train to maintain like a world champion. So that's what's happening right now.
You're only 5 short months away before it's official, before you get your ring, and you're in New York. I plan on being there. I plan on greeting you. Who's all going to the Ivan Calderon induction ceremony for Puerto Rico? Who's going to follow you there?
Well, I know a lot of press is going to be there. A few of my family, my manager, a lot of them on my corners, my trainers. It's going to be a lot of people. Some people, some boxers. I just got surprised that they just showed me they already paid the trip. They already paid the tickets to be there, and so. But I know it's so hard because the month that it's gonna be. It's vacation and a lot of school days. I know that, but they're hard. A lot of them are gonna be there, so I'm not blaming them. That whoever can go, I'm not blaming them. I just feel like I know they gotta have their heart, the spirit with me out there, and with that, I'm calm down. I'm alright with that. You don't gotta be physical in the show just to say that you believe in me. I know from Puerto Rico, I gotta have a lot of corazón and a lot of vaqueo, back and feeling for the Puerto Rican guys. I remember, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna have a lot of people there that night because of the money. But I remember I could have a lot of people when I come to Puerto Rico. You know how Puerto Rico party are. And they're not gonna be like Tito Trinidad because Tito is Tito, but I'm gonna have the same feeling Tito had in one moment. I could have it when I return with my ring. But I gotta tell a lot of Puerto Ricans that it's gonna wait like a week more because after the Hall of Fame, I'm going straight to Orlando because I got a tournament of volleyball for my daughter. So I gotta go from Canastota to Orlando. Then I will be in Puerto Rico.
Champ, I have the last 2 questions, and I'm gonna let you go because you've been very generous with your time. These last 2 questions we're gonna do in English and in Spanish. So I'll ask in English. I'll also ask in Spanish, and you answer in both languages. When it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be? Cuando ya se ha terminado tu carrera, porque sigue el entrenamiento, y cuando ya llega al final, ¿cuál tú quieres hacer tu legado y cómo tú quieres que el público te recuerde?
One of the best champions, 105 and 108 that it was here. Technical world champion, Ivan Calderon, that's it. Me gustaría que me recordaran como el mejor técnico, el mejor boxeo en la 105 y la 108, y con eso me conformo. Yo creo que con eso yo no tengo que pedir más nada. Yo sé que lo tengo todo, pero que la gente me reconozca como el mejor boxeador que tuvo Puerto Rico técnicamente, eso me conformo.
Champ, we've come to the end of the interview. I want to say thank you for your time. I'm going to give you the last word. What do you want to say to all the people that supported you, all the fans, all the people that are going to watch this show, read about it? Campeón, ya llegamos al final de la entrevista. Te doy las gracias por estar conmigo hoy, por dedicarme un poquito de tu tiempo. Sé que estás sumamente ocupado. ¿Qué les quieres decir a los fanáticos que te han apoyado toda tu carrera, tu familia, público, toda la gente que va a ver este podcast, toda la gente que va a leer la entrevista, la revista? ¿Qué es la última palabra que le quieres decir a ellos?
We fucking did it. That's what I just gotta say. Remember, you don't gotta be a puncher. You don't gotta be a tall guy. You don't gotta be a heavyweight. You could do everything that you feel like you could do it. In Spanish, puñeta, lo hicimos. We did it. Lo hicimos, no tiene que ser un peleador, no tiene que ser un tipo de 200 libras que puede lograr sus sueños, solamente crean en ustedes. Ese es mi consejo a todos ustedes. Crean en ustedes que lo van a lograr.
Jack, I thank you for your time. I'll see you in the Hall of Fame in June.
Así que vamos a say hi to your grandfather.
All right, thank you.
No Standing 8 Boxer Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class.